Why all play-to-earn games die? Well, let's go ahead and find out. Here we go.
Welcome to Whiteboard Crypto, the #1 YouTube channel for crypto education. And here we explain topics of the cryptocurrency world using analogies, stories, and examples so that anyone can easily understand them. In this video,
Do you want to know why play-to-earn games die? I'll tell you why. It's because they suck. That's why.
going to explain why almost all play-to-earn games die and what needs to change for them to become sustainable. This video is going to cover 4 reasons why all these games die, but let's get into the most obvious one first. The money must come from somewhere. When it comes to play-to-earn games, the idea is pretty simple. You play the game and you earn money.
Yeah.
Well, where does that money come from? To keep players playing, it would seem that you would need to keep paying them. Now, there are tons
You would also have to have people that would be willing to pay into the game, but if the game is bad, nobody pays into it.
Ways you can pay these loyal players. But let's go through a few different ideas now. Number 1, new players. Many play-to-earn games follow this model, whereby money is pumped into the system by a new player required to buy an item. For example, to play Axie Infinity, you must buy an Axie, which is a character used in the game. When someone buys an Axie, they are putting money into the game that is then, through a series of transactions, possibly cashed out by another player. This is not sustainable because there is no case where every player has made money. If one player makes money, it is made from the money that another player has invested or injected into the game.
I don't think that's bad, because there are people that spend money in games and people that make money. It's the people that buy WoW tokens and people that sell WoW tokens. You know, I think that makes sense.
Almost all play-to-earn games work this way. Avagachi, the Step and Shoe NFT game, Zed Run, the horse racing game, all of these work by taking money from new players and giving it to older, loyal players.
Right.
So this just isn't a good idea. Let's move on to where the money can come from. Number 2, a membership model. Another way these games can raise money is through a membership model, where they charge all players a set fee to participate and play the game. This is a much better model than the previous model because it means the fee is equal for all players. In the previous example, someone with $10,000 to play the game automatically has an advantage over someone who only has $100, giving wealthier players an unfair advantage. A membership model would look like
every one of these games, people play them for an advantage, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. Here's one way you can look at these games, okay? So basically, you have at the very top, you have the devs of the game. And then under that, you have the older players. And then after that, you have the new and starting players. And what you need to understand is that these games operate in a very interesting way. And they're all just about the same. This is how it works for all of these games, because that's the only way they can work.
A seasonal membership fee that is the same for all players, where the skillful players will win the money that the skillless players paid in. To me, this is a much more fair model, but it also leaves a ton of money on the table, which is probably why many protocols don't even consider it. It's also much easier to market that when you pay $100 to buy
Nobody wants to pay a sub. Like, WoW even has trouble getting people to pay a sub. So does Final Fantasy. A lot of games have trouble with that. That's why almost every game nowadays is free to play.
Axie, you get to keep that Axie as something that you own, compared to a $20 seasonal fee to play the game that expires once the season is over. The next model is called pay to win. Another revenue option is the pay to win route. Now this one's pretty obvious, and we see it in some games like Minecraft, where you can spend a few $100s to jumpstart your way to hard-earned tools and items. Because this is seen as giving rich players an unfair advantage, some other games raise revenue this way, but instead of giving things that are useful like items or tools, they instead give other useless things like a different skin, or the option to change your username, or just the ability to flex by changing how you look. Up until now, these 3 models that I just explained aren't really good options for the users. This brings us to model...
None of them are, because they're not made for the users. The problem, I'll tell you why these games are not successful. Play-to-earn games are not successful. It's because they're not fun, and they're not moderated, so they get botted like fucking crazy. Because think about it, think about it like this. let's say you can play a video game like Diablo 3. Okay, this is what happened with Diablo 3. And if you can play Diablo 3 and farm gold in Diablo 3, if you're really good at farming gold, you can make $6 an hour. Okay? That sounds really good, right? $6 an hour for playing a game farming gold. Sounds awesome. So what if you have a bot? And that bot farms $3 an hour. And the let's see, let's do some math here. Let's see, the game is worth $50, and the bot gets banned every 20 hours. So you have a $10 differential between the $50 and the $60 the bot makes, and you get $10 of profit. So what happens if you have 100 bots? Well, that's $1,000. $1,000? Holy shit! Well, if you've got $1,000, why not just get 200 bots? And if you got $2,000, why not just get 400 bots? And you've got $4,000, and you just keep doing this over and over and over. And then you see the price of gold go down, 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 because the amount of money that goes into the game and also the moderation of the game is not good enough to preemptively ban them before you can hit the break-even point. Because obviously, like, if you're like, think about it like this, right? So if you have to buy a new code, the code's $50, and you can only play the account for 3 hours on average whenever you're botting before it gets banned, and you only make $9, you would never make money because you would never hit that break-even point. But if you do hit the break-even point, then it's just a matter of scale to generate a profit. So I actually thought about doing botting in Diablo 3, and so I figured all this stuff out myself. That's how I know about it. And anyway, what you could do is you could just get more and more and more bots. And what happens is that all of these play-to-earn games have somebody, these people think that like, oh, it's going to be me. I'm going to make a bunch of money playing video games. No, it's not. It's going to be Samir and Igor that are fucking operating out of Eastern Europe on a botnet that has 18 different computers with 17 different virtual desktops on 15 different IP addresses, and there's like 10 different fucking graphics cards that are in like an air-conditioned room that's 60 degrees that are farming for fucking 24 hours a day, making money, driving the prices down to zero, so you end up making, instead of $6 an hour, you end up making $1.20. And that is why play-to-earn games die. That's why. It's because the games are bad and people bought them at scale that makes everybody, an average person, not be able to turn a profit. Because the value proposition for them evaporates.
Number 4, advertisements. So the next option, or at least the best option that I can think of, is an advertisement model. Similar to how Apple advertises at large football stadiums, maybe Razer or Logitech could pay a game to advertise in their PvP arenas. Now, we're
actually seeing this happening. And my guess is that in 5 years, different parts of real estate inside of live service games will be monetizable marketing real estate that's used for advertisers to advertise directly to players in-game.
Outside money coming into a game.
Yeah, you're right. This already happens. It already happens in sports games. It's been happening in sports games ever since the 90s. This will become even more the case.
And it's not from lower skilled players, and it's also...
Oh, sorry, I keep pausing, excuse me. Somebody says, thank God for single player games. Who's going to tell them?
Or Logitech could pay a game to advertise in their PvP arenas.
Yeah.
Now, this is outside money coming into a game, and it's not from lower skilled players, and it's also not from the hope of speculative investors making money. In fact, it's an actual business model. The play-to-earn game could have a few advertisements throughout the game that raises monthly revenue, of which some of that could be portioned off for skillful players to reward them for playing, and the rest could go to the devs to continue to develop the game. Thus, the development team has an incentive to build a game that attracts a lot of users. The players have a sustainable way to actually earn money while they play, at least if they're good, and most importantly without taking it from the skillless players, and these advertisers get a new paid advertising route that may be really effective for their goals. For a play-to-earn game to actually be sustainable...
That's probably not going to happen. I think that's a good idea long term, but there's just simply not enough precedent for it for advertisers that aren't extremely savvy in the space to take advantage of it. So obviously you're going to have people like Twitch, YouTube, Razer, Logitech, all of like the big computer companies that will take advantage of this first because they're much more innovators in this type of like digital advertising. But it's going to take a long time for Ford, for Bed Bath & Beyond to do this.
For it to succeed 10 years from now, the money that the players are earning must also be sustainable. And if you pay players with money that is received from new players, the game will die over time. It's very much like a Ponzi scheme, and it will not make it to 10 years.
Oops. I am an idiot. I did this again. Remember I did this like 2 days ago?
From new players, the game will die over time. It's very much like a Ponzi scheme, and it will not make it to 10 years. Because the players will quickly be divided into those who made money and those who lost money, and you will eventually run out of new players. So anyways, that's problem number 1. Play-to-earn games just keep running out of money to pay their play-to-earn players. The next big problem is that play-to-earn games...
The reason why they run out of money is because they're bad games and people don't want to invest money into them.
Games aren't really fun. Let's think about some of the world-class, well-known games that have lasted years and years of being played. World of Warcraft, League of Legends, RuneScape, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Skyrim, Candy Crush, Pokemon, Clash of Clans, Subway Surfer. These games have stood the test of time because they are literally fun to play. Now let's take a look at some of the game...
That's the problem that blockchain games have. That's the problem. They're bad. It's not that they're on the blockchain that's the problem, it's the game that's the problem.
GameFi games, Axie Infinity, Avagachi, DeFi Kingdoms. These games lack functionality and a certain psychological edge to make these games fun once you take away the earning part. Even more so, think about it like this. Would you pay Axie Infinity money to play their game? What about DeFi Kingdoms? Would you pay them to play that game? The answer is no. That's because these games are not fun. They don't create an experience. Now, how do we know those traditional games that I listed earlier are fun? It's because people pay those companies millions of dollars every year to keep playing them. And they expect, and even more so, they don't even expect a monetary return. So this is a fundamental difference between a lot of play-to-earn games and sustainable traditional games. Play-to-earn games right now simply aren't fun. A ton of play-to-earn games are basically just financial ideas where the marketers have tried to add in a game aspect to attract users, i.e. customers. And we won't see...
It's just a way to finesse stupid people who think that they're smart into giving them your money. That's it. That's all it is.
Great GameFi adoption until this is reversed. Not until we have fun games that then add in aspects of a blockchain where needed. Then we will have a sustainable GameFi game. Even more so, games probably shouldn't be paying their users anyways. And this kind of brings us to...
I don't think shouldn't be paying their users. I don't really know if that's true. The problem is that almost all games that have a pay-to-earn system also have a pay-to-win system. It's very hard to not make money off of a game where other people can spend money at the same game. That's what the issue is. It's like Lost Ark or WoW or anything like that, where you can buy and sell gold.
Our next problem. Problem number 3 is the old man. Now, to explain this next problem, which is psychological in nature, I'm going to be telling you a story. It's not a real story, but you'll understand how it applies to crypto games.
Sure.
So first off, there's a bus corner where this school picks up a group of kids for school early in the morning. And on that same corner is an older man who sits outside his house to sip his morning coffee. Anyways, one morning while these kids are waiting on the bus, they started making fun of that older man, who was just sitting there, and he heard them. A whole week goes by of these jokes, and the old man eventually
gets a gun. He gets a gun because it's in Texas.
Tired of it. So he comes up with a genius plan. He waits until the next school day, and he tells these kids, hey, come here. For every joke that you tell about me, I'm going to give each one of you $1. Now, these kids were absolutely delighted. They were doing this for free, and now...
Wait. That's like Twitch chat donations. Huh. Okay.
They'll get paid for insulting the young man. How stupid could he be? So the next day rolls around and they come up with a clever joke and the old man gives each one of them $1. A few days goes on and the old man says, this is getting too expensive. So from now on, I'm only going to be giving you 50 cents per joke now. The kids obviously weren't happy about it, but they agree and continue making fun of the old man. More days go by and the old man once again reduces the joke payout to 25 cents, then to 10 cents, and eventually to a nickel. Then, finally, the kids approach the man with a joke, and the old man tells them he can only give them 1 penny. The kids are so frustrated they yell at the old man, "No way we're doing this, we used to do this for a whole $1." And from that day on, the kids never joked about the old man again, even though they used to do it for free. Can you see how this story applies to crypto games? Some games are fun to play just for free, then we add a financial incentive to them, and we suddenly have a secondary motive. Now, imagine if...
Yeah, what you do is at that time... At that point, yeah, it's a dumb story. It's not a dumb story at all. It makes a lot of sense. What he's saying is that the variable reinforcement schedule that these video games create by giving people income based off of what they get in the game becomes disproportionately worse over time, and then people fall out of the behavior cycle. It's very simple. It makes perfect sense, and I think anybody with a fucking brain can see that. The problem with like pay to earn games and any of this stuff is that what it does is it takes every single thing that you do in the game and it adds like an itemizable value proposition to it. And World of Warcraft does this a lot. You want a plus 15 carry, it's this much. You want a 20, it's even more. If you want a heroic kill, it's this much. You want ahead of the curve, that's how much it is. So every single thing that you do in the game has a dollar value that you can easily know in your mind, hey, I'm wasting this much money by playing the game right now.
If you were paid $100 per month to play a game, and then $50, and then it kept going down until you made $1 per month just to play the game, it's not going to seem as
That's because of the bots.
Much fun because you would compare your earnings back to when you earned $100 a month. In fact, YouTubers fall prey to this all the time. Many creators spend a long time creating a bunch of videos. They finally get their big break, they go viral, earn a bunch of money, and then they experience burnout when they create better content, but they don't get the same amount of views or the same amount of ad revenue due to outside forces. The psychological term for this is that external rewards will reduce internal motivation, even when the external reward is taken away. And game developers should be very thoughtful when designing incentive mechanisms involving money. Let's move on to problem number 4. Now, the last reason why almost all play-to-earn games die, or rather why most crypto games go extinct, is because they have no need to be on the blockchain.
That's also a very good point. This is it. Yeah, the blockchain is like a... It's like whenever, you know, in like 2003 to 2006, whenever every single movie was 3D for no fucking reason and it was just bad? I think this is the same exact thing. It's like a technological fad that like, oh, we're going to add this to it and it's going to be super cool and hip and new.
In many cases, the users want them to be on the blockchain, or the developers want them to be on the blockchain, but in reality, they don't need to be on the blockchain.
There's no value proposition.
To summarize this problem, I'm going to use an analogy. First, you should know that blockchain technology solves a few very specific problems. However, just because blockchain solves some problems well, doesn't mean it solves all problems well.
No.
Think about a wheel. A wheel works great on a car, because it allows the car to travel much faster with less resistance than if the car had square wheels, or if the car had no wheels at all. Even more so, wheels are actually pretty good on trucks because they're pretty similar to cars. And wheels are even great on lawnmowers for much of the same reason.
I would say so.
However, to continue our analogy, wheels are not that good on submarines. Even though they are a type of vehicle, they don't really need wheels to function well.
Well, what if you had like a really, really, really big wheel and the wheel was so big that it would touch the bottom of the ocean? And that way you could like drive around on the bottom of the ocean with the submarine. It would have to be really big, but like theoretically, maybe a wheel could be used in that situation. Write that down, yeah.
Since they're mostly underwater. Even more so, wheels are not needed on a phone or a computer, and if you did add wheels to these devices, you might even say it creates a new problem. Just because wheels are great at solving some problems doesn't mean they're great at solving every problem, or that we should use them all the time. And the same is true of blockchain technology. Blockchains offer very specific solutions to a few certain problems. Without going on and on, the best games out there are already working fine without blockchain technology. And the players who are playing those games aren't really crying out for the need of blockchain technology. Therefore, blockchain games could be seen as adding wheels to a phone. Maybe they're just not needed. I will make a note here and say that there's probably two places where blockchains may help solve two specific problems.
It's a very good point. Like, that's extremely fair. Totally fucking right. I could not have said it better myself.
In games.
Absolutely.
One place where they may fit well is in allowing users to own their own skins or in-game items. However, many development companies make money by continuing to sell certain things to game users over and over again. If you need more money, you just make a new skin and then you sell it again.
There's no advantage for the developer to allow a player to own their own skins. There's no good that the developer gets out of this. You see what I'm saying? So that's why this is never going to happen. That's why they don't care about it. CSGO market? Well, wait a second. So you're telling me CSGO can't shut down your account if you have a skin on it? Okay, then they can. Okay, so then you don't really own it. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Again, some say that if you actually give users the ability to...
If you can't protect something, you don't own it. If somebody can take it away from you, you don't earn it. You don't own it.
Sell their in-game items and create a secondary marketplace, you're actually reducing the total number of customers for the game development studio. For example, why would I buy a $20 in-game cape from a game developer when I could instead buy a used one from another player for $8? And I think maybe the second place they would be useful would be in in-game marketplaces. But even so, this is just a single feature of a game and doesn't mean the entire game should be operated using blockchain technology. In both of these cases, the blockchain technology could be sprinkled in, but not built on top of. Wrapping it up, the reason a ton of play-to-earn games die is because of these four things. Number one, they don't have a sustainable way to keep paying their players. Number two, the games aren't fun.
Well, they do maybe have the reason why they don't have a sustainable way to keep paying their players is the largest amount of players that they're going to have is at the very beginning of the release of the game, and then it will consistently go down over time, usually very quickly. And then there are less people to buy the resources. Like it's common sense. And then the return that you get for farming the resources is low because you have too many resources, not enough buyers, supply and demand, common fucking sense. And then guess what? Nobody's making any money. So then you have the people that are farming make money to leave too because they're not making money anymore.
Whenever you take away the earn part. Number three, human motivation is volatile when it's paired with fluctuating rewards. And number four, many games just don't need blockchain technology. As I end this video, I would love to see a conversation going on in the comment section below.
Well, the problem is that human motivation is volatile. Human motivation is very good whenever the rewards could be good or they could be bad. But whenever you're doing something where every single month you make less money, that's not volatility. That's not, oh, it's so volatile, I'm losing more money this month. That's like the opposite. It's just going down.
About what you think about this. Am I wrong? Do you have any rebuttals? Or maybe am I missing something? Drop a comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. Wrapping this up, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really hope that maybe you've learned something. And most of all, I hope to see you in the next video.
This is a really good
video. And also
video.
A little bonus note.
Okay.
Apple and Google are fighting very hard to make sure that there are no crypto games in their app store because of the huge fees that Apple and Google charge for some of these in-game purchases and app downloads. Crypto transactions...
It's actually extremely true, and I think Apple and Google having a duo monopoly on app purchases and apps on smartphones nowadays is not in the benefit of the public and should be regulated extremely soon.
are actually a huge competitor for them, so they're not going to be playing nice. This is probably why almost all play-to-earn games have been web-based and played in browsers and not mobile-based, which is actually a much, much larger industry. Just something to think about.
Epic was right. They were. Absolutely. Google does not have a monopoly. No, it's like a duo monopoly. It's like Google and Apple. The two of them control, I would assume, 98 to 99.9% of duopoly. I don't know. I don't even know how to say that. They have like 98, 99% of it, like everywhere. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this video to be good. Pretty surprised. I didn't know what to expect. I just saw it got recommended to me. I think this is a great fucking video. This is amazing. I like hearing it, and I think that the points that he brought up were very good. Every single point that he brought up totally made sense. The whiteboard crypto. So we actually watched the crypto video from somebody who actually does crypto videos, and it's not a meme. It actually was really well done. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, lucky me, I got a Windows phone. I don't know. I think video was so well made. Yeah, graphics were on point. Yeah, everything about this was really good. I'll link it to you guys again. You can give it some support. Maybe give it a like, subscribe if you like it. There you go. Microsoft control monopoly, not to mention the political club within the global sphere. Oh, I think so. You can download apps without the Play Store on Android, though, while on Apple you can't. Well, in my opinion, I think that they should allow other ways to download them without just their app store. I think that's ridiculous. And it's like as I've said, once you control enough of the market in something, I feel like it becomes in the public's best interest for there to be accountability for that control. I'll give you guys a really good example of that. How many of you guys live in a place where there's only one ISP? There's only one internet provider. Me? How's that working out? Is that good? Is your service good? No. That sucks. Isn't that crazy? Wow. I wonder why. Yeah, wow. Look at that. What a surprise. Maybe it's because you can't go anywhere else. They've got you no matter what. Yeah, there we go. Depends on the service itself. I think that there's a general trend. Whenever you don't have any competition, this becomes a race to the bottom for quality. So yeah, you check out Lost Ark Balance Patch. I watched a few videos on it, yeah. I'm going to go ahead. It's 5 a.m. I think I'm going to go to sleep. As I said before, my AC broke yesterday, so now I've got to fucking fix this shit. Tomorrow, hopefully, I don't even know if the guy's going to be around. I'm going to have to wake up probably at fucking 11 p.m., 11 a.m. in like 6 hours to call him. I'm going to go ahead and just chill for like 5 or 10 minutes, answer some questions, etc. And then we're going to go offline. Yeah, my dad's been sick, and so I didn't get it taken care of yesterday because it was just simply more important for me to do that. It's rough, man. It's okay. I'm gonna survive, all right? It will be unpleasant, but luckily, like, I'm so glad it happened now whenever that it's not 95 degrees. You know, like, that's shit happens, that's life. Your dad recover soon? Yeah, he's got like a sinus infection or something like that. I like streaming this hour. I do not, because it fucks up my whole day. But, you know, like, I was busy today, and so I wanted to get caught up with everything. You still eat the same steaks? Yeah, I bought some today, actually. I had to go pick up a prescription from him from HEB, and I just got that at the same time. Yeah, like, I don't think anything else has really happened today, right? I pretty much covered everything. I'm trying to think. Was there anything important that I liked today? No. Not really. No, nothing. Transmog competition win? Soon, man. Cover LSF? Oh, the XQC stuff? I mean... I don't even know 10% of it. But I know that shit where people were trying to say that those weren't his cars. Bro, those were his cars. Those are his, like... I don't want to hear anybody tell me that anybody except for him has a right to those fucking cars. That was just I couldn't even believe I was hearing it. It just sucks. No way those in the cars? I don't know. It's under her name somehow? I don't know. But I think he should get all of his shit back. I mean, if they were married or something like that, it's different, obviously. As far as I know, that's not the case. There were? How do you know? How do you know that they were married? Doing okay? Yeah, own your own stuff? I don't know. Weren't they in common law and marriage already? I have no idea. Preach had the room drama time from his channel. Any thoughts on YouTube algorithm? I have no idea. Common law, maybe. I'd have to look into it and see. But either way, it's his money that bought the cars. Right? I mean, like, let's be honest. He should keep the cars. I don't know. That's... Fuck. I think that's what's fair. No shit. Yeah. I mean, other than that, like, all their personal details... I think it sucks, really, that so much of it is, like... Because, like, she just showed up at his house, right? So, like, she just showed up. It's not like he told her to come over, he brought this up, or anything like that. Yeah. So it's like for her to just do that, and like she knew he was on stream. I think like really, it just goes to show more and more how it's like people that you're in a relationship with, it's the most important decision of your life. And if you don't pick the right person, it will ruin your life. Full stop. Young guys think it's funny to, oh, I've got a crazy girlfriend. She's so crazy, it's like I'm dating two girls. That's really funny for like 6 months. And then you're 2 years into it, and this woman is ruining your life. She's constantly fucking with you. She's ruining relationships that you had with your friends. She's mad at you. Every single time that you talk to her, you're rolling the dice, and if you roll a 1, she's gonna start screaming. She's called the cops on you after she keyed your car. It's going to ruin your life. And this is not something, by the way, women are bad. Girls have the same exact problem with guys. I've heard it too many times. But everybody here is pretty much a guy, so, you know, let's be real. Sounds like you're speaking from experience. Yeah. Yeah. Not good. Turned out, but join Dragonflight. I'll probably play it again. I was gonna play it today, but then, you know, shit just got crazy. The dice rolling, yelling hits hard, yeah. It's just really bad, man. And it can just ruin your life. And so I hope the silver lining is that people that see stuff like this go down, and like obviously this isn't the first like public Twitch relationship that's kind of gone south. People see this and they see like how much of a bad effect it can have on people. What a mess. Yeah. Needs a restraining order? I don't know. I thought she was gonna have zealous. I don't know the details. Only thing I know is that there was a dispute about the car, and I find that to be utterly ridiculous. I find it to be disgusting that it's even a question. And also that having like an unstable or an abusive or controlling significant other will ruin your life. You've seen it with Twitch streamers. You've probably seen it with some of your friends. It will do that. Sucks. I described her. I don't know about. Look, every interaction I've had with both Adept and XQC has been very positive. Right? I don't have anything bad to say about either one of them. So I'm just talking about like just in general. Because I like every time like the Twitch chat hears about something, it's like an iceberg thing where like you just see like the very top, but you don't see like the gigantic fucking underneath that nobody knows about except for the two of them. Try to fix this, move on, be careful next time. Yeah. I had a kid with a crazy chick. It's been a 6-year battle to get my son and my wife back on track. I know multiple people who have had that exact problem. Yeah, it sucks. Is that still fucking common nowadays? Yeah. What's with American girls, their entitlement to other stuff? Lay off the Andrew Tate videos, man. Come on. Just come back to reality. Look, I will say this as well. I am a traditional marriage enjoyer. I think that it's right for a man to marry a girl that he's dating. I don't like this whole, like dating a girl and then marrying her and then having girls on the side and, not taking care of her, anything like that. Any girl I'm in a relationship with, I completely take care of her. It's what I do. Absolutely. That's the way it's worked for thousands of years. We're here because it's worked. We don't need to rock the boat. There's so many other things that are more important. Yep, do the exact same thing. It worked 1,000 years ago. It still works today. I said that's base now. I don't know. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people actually want that, but popular media sometimes glorifies a different thing. My prick, somebody's been working for a long time. Yeah, what about Mormons? They do whatever they want. I don't care. Somebody wants to have like 3 wives. Some people want to date and they never want to get married. They do whatever they want. I don't care. Like, it's not my problem. I'm talking about like what I would do. I don't care what they do. Check out Mexican Mormon harem lifestyle. No, I don't want to do that. Especially acceptable, men have multiple women, but not acceptable for women to have multiple men. Yeah, I mean, there's biological reasons for that, like, which kind of makes sense. But yeah. Muslims can have 4 wives, just another culture. Then they just do whatever they want. Right? Like, what I really mean is, like, as a man, like, I have no problem providing for, a wife or, a longtime girlfriend. Like, I think that's your responsibility. How many girlfriends do you have now? 0. Okay. Same old-fashioned view. Yeah. I know it might seem like, you know, old-fashioned or whatever, but that's what I think works. And yeah. Wouldn't mind a wife providing. Yeah, new mom. Listen, if there's a guy and he's a stay-at-home dad and mom's the provider, I'm so happy for them. Great. Congratulations. Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me like what somebody else does as long as they're not hurting the other person. That's it. It's not true for all Muslims, only one branch of Muslims. No, I know that. This is the same as like Christians, right? I mean, like, you know, some people, like the Bible is not really, like Mormonism is not really Christianity, but it's kind of like it's like a fan fiction of it, kind of. And so it's like roughly the same thing. And yeah, I understand that. I get it. It's a spin-off. Yeah, it's like Better Call Saul. And like, you know, Christianity was Breaking Bad. You read the Quran? Not yet, but I want to. So I'd put gay pride. I don't give a fuck about what your opinions on gay pride are, man. Just let people do whatever the fuck they want. Leave them alone. Why are you thinking about other people, man? Oh my god. There's probably like 10 problems in your life that you need to be thinking about. You're not thinking about a single one. You're thinking about some gay dude. Like, who gives a fuck, man? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Ugh. Anyway, I can talk about this for an hour. I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. I'll be on tomorrow, hopefully.